What up, world? It's your boy BA for Real 100, and welcome to Get Your Bars Up Media. Salute, salute, salute. So we back up in this thing, and yeah. I do definitely have my bars up this evening, but welcome back to another recap of the Chicago Bulls: The Last Dance docu series. Now this week was the last two episodes, episode 9 and 10. A very interesting episode. I like this. I like this whole docu-series thing. I hate that it had to come to an end this evening, but you know, it is what it is. But getting into it though, MJ versus Reggie Miller. Now, they went back in the day with this one. They talked about their scuffles through the year, especially dating back within that first three-peat. MJ, Reggie gave MJ one of them famous bumps, one of them "I'm here" bumps, and MJ wasn't having that, so they kind of got into a little scuffle. But transitioning down to the 97-98 season, this was the final season or whatnot, what they call particularly the last dance. But they ended up meeting. They ended up going 7 games with Reggie. You feel me? And Reggie Miller, it's crazy. They did an excerpt on Reggie where Reggie was like, "Yeah, man, I never call him Michael Jordan. I gotta call him Black Jesus or that the Black something." I was like, what? Why you gotta be a Black anything? Why can't he just be Jesus? Why can't he just be baby Jesus? I don't know. But hey, what this part of the docu-series reminded me of particularly was Reggie Miller's greatness, because Reggie had the famous push-off. Yeah, that's it right there. That's the pick right there. But anyways, the famous push-off. This was game 4. I remember being super duper young, you feel me, watching this game. And when he pushed MJ off, I was like, y'all gonna let him just push the guy like that? Y'all gonna let him push the guy like that? I can't believe this. And what did Reggie Miller do? He shows why he was great. He hits a game-winning three-pointer. That was crazy. I'm talking about ice in his veins. Yes, I do remember that. I hated that. When Reggie hit the shot, MJ tried to come back, and MJ had this off the glass rum out, which But anyways, with that being said, the Pacers ended up taking them to Game 7. Once they took them to Game 7, another thing that brought me back and gave me that nostalgia feeling is I remember MJ saying to the media, because I was just as nervous. I was a young boy, just as nervous, biting my nails like, they going to Game 7, and the Pacers, I better put some respect on that Pacers team. They had some hitters. Rick Smith, y'all don't know Rick Smith. Rick Smith was a beast, y'all. Reggie Miller was a beast. Mark Jackson was a beast. Young Jalen Rose was a beast. Chris Mullin was a beast. The Davis brothers, I can keep going. That's how old school I am. They even had the short left-handed Travis Best coming off the bench doing his thing, sparking the guy. I feel like Trey in the crib. But with that being said, that was a dope part of the segment. And transitioning into Karl Malone, right? They asked Michael Jordan like what was the motivation of his during that first Utah Jazz battle, first final battle, and it turns out that Jordan was bitter that he didn't win MVP that year. He thought he was the best. He was like, "I'm the GOAT, y'all. I'm the GOAT. How come y'all got Karl Malone winning the MVP? And we about to see them?" So what did MJ do? He took it out on him. He took it out on Karl Malone just because he won the MVP. But the dope part about this is not too many people are gonna come out and actually use that fuel. Not too many people in today's sports, today's basketball has that type of killer instinct, you feel me? And I'm not knocking any of the players, because we got some incredible athletes in the NBA right now, but none of them like MJ. The last guy that was close, R.I.P. to the Mamba. R.I.P. to the Mamba. He was one of them guys you can talk to and get and he wasn't trying to have that. He wouldn't let that. He was an alpha. He was an alpha. Anyways, transitioning over to so in this series they go a couple years back, a decade forward, or 5 years back. They keep going back and forth as far as time. One of the things that was said was Michael Jordan mentioned the Byron Russell story. This is interesting, y'all. He said that when he was playing baseball, he was invited to go into a Bulls practice. The Utah Jazz were there. You feel me? So he was with Karl Malone, John Stockton, and a couple other fellas, and Byron Russell was in there. And then when Jordan went in there just to practice, just to BS or whatnot, say what's up to everybody, Byron Russell looked at him and was like, yo, why you retire? You got to see me. You got to see me one day. If I ever see you in some shorts, And then Jordan is looking at him like, yo, who you talking to? Do you know who you talking to? You better not be talking to Black Jesus like this. You better not. So, what does MJ do? MJ he looks at Karl Malone. He looks at John Stockton, was like, talk to this rookie. Talk to this rookie. And did MJ get his chance after that? Of course he did. He the GOAT. You feel me? So the next interesting thing about this documentary was the infamous Jordan flu game. Now, I remember being a kid looking at MJ go, and I'm like, damn, this dude is sick. I'm like, Mom, he needs some help. He needs some help. But nah, not Black Jesus. Jordan, it turns out, I thought this was like just an overall flu, but it turns out that the night before that game, he had bad pizza, y'all. So he had a stomach virus. Is that the flu? We're gonna say that's the stomach flu. That's what we're gonna call it. If you, hey, this is the GOAT. This is the GOAT. So we're gonna say the stomach flu. We're gonna call it the stomach flu. But he ate bad pizza and ended up waking up that night, throwing up, going crazy. The next day, it looked like he was about to die. They were talking to ex-Bulls center Bill Winnington. Shouts out to Bill Winnington. I see you, sir. Used to hit the little short side of the little short jumper. Yeah, I know my hoops. Yeah, I know my hoops. But anyways, they were talking to Bill Winnington, and Bill Winnington said that MJ was looking pasty. You feel me? His skin tone and everything, like he was looking like he was out of it. And looking at the game and actually looking at the docuseries, it brought me back to looking at MJ looking like he was worn out. My guy Scotty had to help him off the floor. Yes, he did. Jordan still put up 40. He still put up 40 that game with the flu. I don't know what he did to muster up all of that, but he got through it. And another thing that was interesting about him during this flu game was they said that when the pizza was actually brought to them or delivered or whatnot, it was like 5 guys outside of MJ's room looking like, yeah. Hope he likes the pizza. Y'all was like, that was horrible. Y'all can't be doing that. Y'all so snake for that. Even though it was about 20 years down there, 20 years ago, y'all still some snakes. Anyways, transitioning to Mr. Steve Kerr. Yes, Mr. Steve Kerr, the current Golden State Warriors coach. Yes, that same guy. Yes, it is. It goes in depth about Steve Kerr's life a little bit, talking about his dad. Didn't know his dad was an elected official that went overseas and actually got murdered. You feel me? By 2 protesters or whatnot, something of that nature. That was horrible. I was like, Then it transfers and goes back in time to Steve Kerr hitting that amazing jump shot where Jordan told him to be ready because he knew he was going to be double teamed. Steve Kerr, very monumental. This was to their fifth championship. Steve Kerr steps up, hits a jumper, and they beat the Utah Jazz in Game 6 because Jordan, he likes winning championships in Game 6s for some reason. Yes, I don't know why. It's just MJ. That's just MJ. I don't know. Baby Jesus. That's who that is, Baby Jesus. But then it transitions to Jordan versus the Utah Jazz. And I said Jordan versus the Utah Jazz. Yes, because that's what they tried to make this. They tried to make it about MJ, even though it was a team effort. But MJ, the first couple of games, they actually had to travel to Utah. The second time versus Utah had a tiebreaker that season, I recall. And they ended up beating the Bulls. And when they won the tiebreaker, by the end of the season, the Utah Jazz and the Chicago Bulls had the same identical record. Therefore, since Utah had that tiebreaker, when if they met in the finals, which they did, Utah got home court advantage. And did they use it? Yeah, that first game they got them. They got them. MJ came back that second game though, and he went fan. Ah, why? Because once again, that was baby Jesus. That was baby Jesus. Even Larry Bird said that was baby Jesus. Even Larry Bird said that. Yep, all of that. But it gets to game 3 where the Bulls were so dominant in that particular game that they won by 40. The score was 96-54. They were in Chicago, and everybody from then on at that point were like, yeah, the Bulls are gonna blow by Utah, because for Utah to drop an egg like that during that time and period it was bad. It was bad, but they bounced back game 4 and actually tied up the series. You dig? So now we finally transition to Dennis Rodman. Yeah, Dennis Rodman. They talked about him in this episode as well. Yes, and they kept showing Carmen Electra. Yeah. I'm from that era. I know who Carmen is. A lot of you youngsters don't. But yeah, anyways. So I guess apparently Dennis Rodman. This is something that I had no idea of either, because I was too young at the time to understand. But Dennis Rodman ended up skipping a few practices, and he jumped on a plane. And where did he go? He went to go hook up with freaking Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hulk Hogan. You feel me? Hollywood. So if I'm saying Hollywood Hulk Hogan, that means I'm talking about WCW, NWO, New World Order. Yes, I was in tune with wrestling at that time. I was heavy. I'm not in tune these days, but yeah, I was heavy. WCW ruled the world at that time. And Dennis Rodman skipped practice to go there, and everybody was looking for him. And it was crazy because he ended up making it a day before the game. And the media was waiting to talk to him, to ask him where he was going to go. And they had to sneak him out through the back. They went up these long flights of stairs, right? And as soon as one media person spotted him sneaking out the back, you see all of these media people with cameras and everything trying to hike up them stairs and get to Dennis Rodman. That was crazy. I'm trying to tell y'all, if Dennis Rodman was if social media was around like it is now during Dennis Rodman time, I'm trying to tell y'all, probably be one of the most interesting people in the world at the moment. Yes, because he just had the type of energy. But he ended up coming back and ended up playing, and they showed Phil. Hold up. Phil Jackson was pissed off. Phil Jackson kept cursing and everything. The media kept talking to Phil, and Phil was just like, yeah, well, that's on him. It doesn't affect us. Phil was pissed off, but he knew it was the last dance, so he wasn't tripping too much. They asked MJ, and what did MJ say? MJ say, I don't care. He should give me a piece of that money. That's what I would care about. MJ, stop it, baby Jesus, stop it. But transitioning to that game 6 in Utah. Yes. So apparently Scottie Pippen this game had a bad back. He went and did a play where he already had, I guess, a back contusion before the game that he suffered, I guess, in practice. He went in the game, he did some turnaround move, and he dunked the ball because he was killing Jeff Hornacek that whole series. People don't talk about it. I ain't trying to knock you, Jeff Hornacek. I know a lot of y'all youngsters don't know who Jeff Hornacek is, but Jeff Hornacek was one of those guys in Utah. Yes, he was. But anyways, Scottie Pippen hurts his back. Once Scottie hurts his back, he's going in and out of the game. This is game 6. And what made this super duper pivotal is Pippen was very, very key in this whole series. And if Pippen goes out the rest of this game, do the Bulls even win this championship? I think they definitely would have had a shot. But still, Jordan was running on fumes. The whole team was running on fumes. The series prior, you met Reggie Miller and them boys. Reggie and them in their prime. They met him. I took him to game 7. But anyways, Pippen goes out. He comes back in, and Pippen actually becomes a decoy the whole game. And he was scoring buckets. What helped him was getting the ball in the post over Jeff Hornacek, particularly. Getting short baskets, you feel me, with a bad back, because you can tell that Pippen was all messed up. He was like, he's making them faces and all of that stuff. But then we transition to the shots. Yes, the shots. The last 40 seconds of this game, and they speak about this. This is what makes Jordan like this. This was the greatest sequence of basketball ever to me at a pivotal, high-stake moment, which was the NBA Finals. The Bulls are down by 3, 40-something seconds to go. Stockton just hits a 3 to put Utah up 3. And what does Jordan do? He gets the ball, tired, wore out, has everybody clear, jabs, goes baseline, finish off the glass, quick, easy. Bulls are down 1 point. Yes, the Bulls are down 1 point. I believe it was like 30-something seconds left. Utah brings, John Stockton brings the ball down, and who does he give it to? He gives it to Karl Malone, and guess what? This is another MJ great moment that people been sleeping on for the last 25 years. Yes. MJ fakes off of his man and comes blindside to Karl Malone as soon as he receives the ball in the post versus Dennis Rodman, and he swipes the ball down, and he turns him over. How clutch can it be? Remember, this all started at the 41-second mark. Yes, this did. This is crazy. Then MJ comes down, and then the guy that told him a few years back, that he would take him in shorts and he would wear him out, etc., MJ calls game. He rises up and calls game. With 5 seconds left in the game. The Bulls go up 1 point. And then they win the championship. John Stockton tries to shoot a shot but ends up missing. But I say all of that to say this. This was a great docuseries. It brought me back to when I was very, very young, following the Bulls, not knowing much about the stuff behind the scenes. And it made me smile. And the biggest thing that I got from this was Michael Jordan. Now it showed me what the true heart of a champion was behind the scenes. We always hear about these great players who are great, and we see them on the court. They have that fearlessness, and they are just they monsters. But they don't show practice. They don't talk about what happens behind them doors, what they do when the lights are not on. And it showed that MJ will win by any means necessary, and he worked on his craft. He worked on his craft so hard that he ended up talking that when he said that he was going to do something, he bagged it up. Crazy. He wasn't. If he would have did this is no shot at LeBron, because I don't think LeBron's the GOAT, but he's definitely one of them. He's one of them, but he's not the GOAT. But LeBron, Jordan didn't pull one of those, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8. He didn't do none of that. He just told you at the beginning of every season, I'm going to be ready to take it to the full extent, and we going to win. Therefore, you win 6 out of 8. And the only reason why you win 6 out of 8 is because you missed a season and a half of basketball, so you can go fulfill your dream because you got tired of playing basketball. That's GOAT status, y'all. That's GOAT status, y'all. But overall, episodes 9 and 10, well, episodes 1 through 10, I liked them all, man. And like I said, the nostalgia aspect of it was everything to me. So this was a dope docuseries. We're gonna have to see one about them Lakers. Yes. Soon, y'all. We're gonna have to see this. But anyway, I gotta get up out of here. This your boy BA for Real 100. This is Get Your Bars Up Media. If this is your first time here, click that subscribe button. You rock with me, I rock with you. And if you out there hating just because you think I'm a new guy and you just not stumbling upon my page and I've been doing this for a minute, then all I can truly say is thank you for coming and get your bars up. Salute, subscribe, all that good stuff. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this whole docuseries in the comment section, and also tell me what y'all specifically think about episodes 9 and 10. This was incredible, y'all. This is incredible. this is incredible. And talking about this every Sunday gave me something to even speak about outside of battle rap. So anyways, thank you to my new sub that just fell in and all that good stuff. Content will still continue to keep coming. So y'all stay blessed, be safe, and man, I enjoyed The Last Dance. Hope you did too. Salute.